whatever you do, don't ask questions. Social media fact refusers will block you, their platforms will ban you, and you'll be left knowing, yep, a lot of people don't want us ever learning the truth. You know, censorship is more than just dangerous. Its proliferation here in America is meant to unravel the inalienable rights granted to each of us in the preamble, and that is what is at stake.
6:30 tomorrow morning with Rob Finnerty. We'll see you then.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. PetVivo is a NASDAQ-listed company that is working on osteoarthritis treatments for, in particular, horses and dogs and cats as well. So with me is CEO John Lai. You've added cats to the mix, right?
Yeah, but that's a little bit down the road,
okay,
probably 6 months. Yeah,
okay.
Because it's more of a strategic marketing move on the timing of the product.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bring me up to date on the company. How's it been going?
It's going really well. It's pretty much on plan. We're excited to add a couple more salespeople, regional salespeople. They just actually accepted the offers yesterday.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a time process when you're trying to pull people that are in the top-notch groups of in the sales area, because all these people have like 20 years of experience.
Okay.
They rank in the top of their organization.
Right. So it's an effort to get people that are, I mean, and you want somebody long-term. He's going to be there a long time, who really knows the industry, has contacts, things like that.
Yeah, because we're relying on, right now, the deep Rolodex of these veterinary salespeople, and we're actually confronting the situation right now where Zoetis is launching a new product in the U.S., so they're hiring a lot of people.
I see.
Yeah,
okay, so you got, well, and that's a common thing in the, just in the business world right now. A lot of competition for top talent. Yep. And you mentioned there were some studies done and on some of the products. Bring me up to date on what those tell us.
Sure. So Colorado State is reopened now, so they're letting people bring their dogs in, so that's a good thing. We're in the process of helping them recruit dogs, more dogs into the study. We have a couple of private organization studies that have very good credibility within the industry. Those will move faster because you're dealing with the private sector. And we expect to have a couple of equine studies coming out real soon. Okay. So, you know, it's the next 6 months will be exciting times at PetVivo.
This is going to be key for you. Yeah. And just bring everybody up to date on the treatment. So Spring is the name of it.
Yeah, Spring with OsteoCushion.
Okay.
It's a single injection, which the doctors call it an intra-articular injection. And once you do the injection, the particles go into the synovial fluid area, or the synovial sac, and it starts to form a scaffolding. That scaffolding actually improves joint function over the next 6 months. And the particles in itself, when the dog is running or moving, actually helps lubricate the joint because the particles are wet and lubricious. So you get multiple positive effects. Not only is it providing cushion between the joints, it's also lubricating the joint to keep the joint cooler so you don't get the inflammation, or you reduce the inflammation effect.
Well, I know you were saying like this had been kind of a chronic problem for animals, and veterinarians are kind of having trouble grasping the idea of you get an injection, you don't have to deal with it as a chronic issue. So
Correct.
Explain that whole education process.
So this is a really disruptive technology. So veterinary doctors are taught once you do a diagnosis of osteoarthritis, it is a continually treatment process. And, you know, the big method right now, they're doing multimodal treatments. So they're using multiple agents, multiple pharmaceutical biologics in the treating, but most of those are all focused on symptoms and very short term. So when we go to the vet and says, okay, with our particles, you can do a single injection and it'll last at least a year. And in the real world cases, we're seeing beyond a year. Okay. So it's a dramatic change in their thought process. So we are focused more now telling the vets this is a tool in the use of management of osteoarthritis. And so it fits within the multimodal scheme. And vets are catching on and they're using it. And then once they use it, they said, well, God, I have to do a lot less management of this. And they like it and it lasts. And the dogs or horses benefit greatly.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And the good thing is we're seeing a lot of conversation among veterinary doctors on various networks talking about the successes they're having with the horses as well as the dogs. So that is one of the best advertising you can have because it's professional referral.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we have had presidents of vet organizations in certain areas says, hey, can we have your expert vet come out and do a presentation to our organization? So that all helps adoption. So our key opinion leaders now are able to play a role because we have to hold those guys back because of the production capacity issues. We have solved all that because we built a new production facility in October. So we're very happy about where we're going in the direction.
And I know we've talked in the past about how this may someday be used on humans. Where does that stand? Would that even happen at some point? Because I know a lot of people have the same issues.
Well, people have a lot more of that issue because there's a lot of joints in people too, you know, especially, you know, the spine back problem is a major condition. So we feel pretty comfortable that we will file some type of application with the FDA probably within 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for that. Well, that will be very interesting to see how that develops. Thank you so much, John, for coming back
Jane.
and updating us on Pet Vivo.
Yep, real pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
The workplace has changed. Companies now depend on video conferencing to meet with customers and to collaborate with remote workers. Yet this change has brought about significant new cyber risks. Hackers are now stealing personal, medical, government, and corporate data during these video conferences. The problem is existing video conferencing systems were not designed and built by a cybersecurity company until now. Safe vChat, the industry's most secure video conferencing and collaboration platform. Secure your sensitive data with Safe vChat. Visit safevchat.com today. Use coupon code BUYNOW and save an additional 15%.
Pawtocol is using the power of blockchain technology to create better lives for pets and pet owners all over the world. And with me is Kareem Khazani, the founder of Pawtocol, and CEO Colin Jordan. So welcome. And Kareem, great to meet you in person.
Definitely.
We've been talking on Zoom for a couple of years now. So tell me a little bit about, bring me up to date on the company. I understand you have a big announcement to make as well.
Absolutely. First of all, we're very excited to be here, especially you're in the studio finally. And the biggest announcement we have that I'm very excited about is having Colin Jordan on board as the CEO. With his background coming from Silicon Valley and his skill set that can actually take Pawtocol to a whole new level that gives us the entire, pretty much all the excitement that we need.
Yeah. Well, Colin, welcome. Congratulations on the CEO post. And just tell me a little bit about you. What's your background? What brings you to Pawtocol?
Yeah, so, I was born and raised in Silicon Valley. Always had a passion kind of for the intersection of business and technology. I started out my career, actually, after I graduated the University of Arizona. Went back to Silicon Valley and was working for, Series A and B startups, really helping them launch, go-to-market strategy, PR, things like that. And that kind of got me into my next role, which was my most previous one before Pawtocol, working with Ignite, which is a company, I was one of the first 100 employees, and we were doing maybe 10 to 12 million in revenue, and now they're prime. They just announced they did over 150 million in revenue last year and prime for an IPO. So really excited. Again, just love tech, and that kind of brought me, I had some mutual connections who were interested in my services. So met the guys at Pawtocol, and now we're here.
And you've done actually quite a bit in the past few months. So bring me up to date on the business side.
Yeah, so right when I got in, these guys were already working on a deal, and we were acquired by New Wave Holdings. So now we're a wholly owned subsidiary of New Wave and publicly traded on the Canadian Stock Exchange, which is awesome. Obviously, that came with some investment. So we got about $3.4 million Canadian that we are now kind of using to scale and grow the business, which is awesome.
So what specifically do you plan to do to grow Pawtocol?
We're spending a lot of money right now on building up the team, growing. We just tripled our engineering count as far as building out the platform and whatnot. The product offerings that we're going to have coming, really excited about that. The first one will be an NFT marketplace. So it's actually going to give, which I think is awesome, we're going to give pet owners the opportunity to go ahead and NFT their own pet. So it's going to give you a chance to bring your pet into the metaverse, right? And so now, I have a persona, but I also want, my dog Debo to be there with me, right? He could walk around, hang out, right? Okay.
Well, I saw on the website that you were offering NFTs, and I couldn't quite envision exactly how that worked, but now it makes sense. So, okay.
Yeah, and what's awesome is, so then kind of, dovetailing on that, like, there's an ability to bring your dog into the metaverse, but then we're connecting the digital and the physical world. So we also have a blockchain pet tag, right? So when I register, and I'll keep using my dog Debo as an example, but when I register him and I create an NFT for him, right, he kind of has this digital world now, but the things that he does in the physical world, right, things that I can monetize on are going to have an impact on that. So I use the example, when we take Debo to the vet or I take him to the store, that tag now, I can log everything that he's doing and put that information lives on the blockchain. I own that data and I own that information that I can now use to receive rewards or whatever that looks like. UPI is the token that we have as a part of our platform. I can be rewarded with UPI, which then can be used for food, toys, treats, etc. So whole ecosystem and economy really being built around your pet.
And the tag, the pet tag has a QR code on it, right?
Yes.
So, and that gives you the information like their medical history. I guess if they get lost, somebody could find out all kinds of information about them through the QR code?
Absolutely. So again, part of the investment that we're doing is in a continued expansion of those products, but you mentioned some of the great first use cases, right? So the ability for me, again, to own the data and own what's happening. If my pet gets lost, I can in real time change that information on his tag to say, hey, alert, this pet is lost, please return, and create a bounty program. Hey, I can give you 500 UPI or whatnot to go ahead and ensure or increase the chances of my dog being returned to me.
Yeah,
right?
and there's also an artificial intelligence element too that collects data that maybe could help with.
Yeah, so the idea again, like if we're seeing that there's a trend in a certain breed or a certain area and whatnot in terms of a health, something going on, right? So in a given area, if you're seeing a vet and all of a sudden they're seeing a ton of problems with heartworm or something like that. And again, the reason that blockchain becomes so important is it's not a happenstance or someone's opinion. These are facts. It's traceable, and it's something that everybody, the continuity of it across that kind of, whether it's geographical or a breed or whatnot, is consistent, and there's high integrity of the data.
Yeah, and then you also have some high-profile people supporting you or kind of like advisors. Tell me about that. Yeah,
so we're really excited. I can officially share. So we just brought on Jordan Belfort, obviously, who's the original Wolf of Wall Street, and he's an incredibly smart guy, really innovative thinker, and we're excited to have him on board because, he has a thirst for knowledge, right? And he's always at the cutting edge of, whether it's technology, business, et cetera. So it's really interesting to have him, and obviously he's going to help us with marketing, sales, things like that. Bring on other people that are, dog lovers and are going to want to be part of the platform with us. So that's really exciting. And we'll look to add more, obviously, as we bring in more people, more investment.
The most important part, he's an animal lover, huge animal lover.
Right. So, yeah. So
we got connected right there.
Like, I would think that would have to be a
We love animals.
right?
Let's do it.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much, the other thing to be said there is most of the people that we're coming in with, they're all kind of common thread is that pets are like dogs, a man's best friend, but we want to start treating them like it, right? The idea is we invest so much in ourselves and our own health and technology and this. If they really are our best friends, we want to invest in them too, right? And so that's what I think Pawtocol is going to allow people to do. And then even furthermore, which is awesome, is it's going to create value back for us as owners.
Well, and the blockchain technology seems to fit this application very well. So, well, thank you for coming, and congratulations on all your success. You've been very busy the past few months.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
The workplace has changed. Companies now depend on video conferencing to meet with customers and to collaborate with remote workers. Yet this change has brought about significant new cyber risks. Hackers are now stealing personal, medical, government, and corporate data during these video conferences. The problem is existing video conferencing systems were not designed and built by a cybersecurity company until now. Safe vChat, the industry's most secure video conferencing and collaboration platform. Secure your sensitive data with Safe vChat. Visit safevchat.com today. Use coupon code BUYNOW and save an additional 15%.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Tendermint is rebranding as Ignite today. And with me is the CEO of Ignite, Peng Song, to explain what's behind this, why you're choosing to do this. So Peng, just I guess start with, let's just start with why you're doing this rebranding, and then let's dig a little deeper into the company.
Hey, Jane, happy to be here. All right, so first of all, Tendermint is old in the world of crypto. Bitcoin's about 13 years old right now. Tendermint Inc. is 8 years old. We've been doing this stuff for a long time. And our strength, right, and our legacy is being the developer of the leading proof of stake consensus protocol called Tendermint Consensus. And this is widely used around the world for a variety of reasons, but the primary of which is a much more efficient and carbon-friendly way of creating blockchains. We did some calculations on this recently, and Cosmos blockchains are 100,000 times more efficient than chains like Ethereum or Bitcoin today. So we believe it's the future, and we've been working on this tech for a long time, for 8 years.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we did our previous interview, it was so interesting what you were doing. It was kind of the next level up from Bitcoin, what we've been seeing. So why Ignite? Is there a special meaning to choosing that name for the company?
Yeah. So Tendermint is the name of a consensus protocol. It's fairly technical. It's meant for software engineers and developers. And it's been, it's done a fairly fantastic job at what it is. Blockchains built on Cosmos technology, which was also created here at Tendermint, power over 130 billion USD of digital assets today. It's the largest multi-chain ecosystem in the world, and there's right now over 38 live blockchains where users can actually permissionlessly take tokens they own, transfer them to another blockchain, back and forth, do things like exchange them, and other decentralized finance activities. So the tech is really good, but the brand itself is very technical, and is never really a brand that was meant to cross the gap over to mainstream. So that's really the reason why we're here as Ignite today. Mm-hmm. We have ambitions to take cryptocurrency technology, to take this, vastly more environmentally friendly version of blockchain technology and give it to everyone, allow everyone to use it.
Okay. And how big is Ignite now? Are you hiring? If so, what kind of people are you looking for to build the business?
We're hiring, and hiring quickly. So we're about 120 people right now, spread out across the entire globe. I think we're in 35 different countries right now. Over the course of last year, we hired 90 people. Over the course of this year, we hope to hire another 100 people. So we're actively looking for people who are excited about, Web3, about blockchain, and excited about bringing it to more people around the world, right? The technology needs a lot of work. Crypto as a whole needs better infrastructure, better user experience, and we're here championing that and making it easier to use. Just like how you use mobile apps and some of the more popular web applications today, we want to make blockchain just as easy to access.
It does feel like it does need to be more user friendly, I think, before mass appeal. Are these developers, or what kind of person are you looking for? What kind of degree or expertise?
Yeah, so here at Ignite, we have 2 flagship products. One is meant for developers, and one is meant for individuals and crypto users. So the developer-oriented product is called Starport, and it's currently the world's easiest way to launch a blockchain. And not just, a blockchain like Bitcoin, but a blockchain that is, super low impact on the environment, and is able to connect to every other blockchain built with Starport.
Mm-hmm. And then tell me a little bit about, how decentralization will change our lives. What do you think?
Yeah, so, our lives before all of this technology that we have today was very decentralized, right? You grew up in a small town and maybe you never traveled to the next town over, right? I'm talking about maybe thousands of years ago at this point. Mm-hmm. And, more recently we started using currency, right? Started out with seashells and maybe, rare minerals like gold, and it turns into, the fiat currency we have today. And that's very decentralized as well. No one's keeping track of your transactions, right? You don't have to do KYC to get a $1 bill in your pocket. There's various businesses still where they're all cash-based, right? And that's very decentralized as well. But, with the advent of the internet, everything has become super connected, right? And to access anything, you now need a user account, and that user account is managed by a centralized, provider like Apple or Google or Meta. And they have a lot of power over you. And what you do with your account, can count against you, and they might ban you forever from the platform, right? So why decentralization matters and why we're building, an end user product like Emrys is to give the control back to you, right? You should own your own credentials, right? When you make posts somewhere on like Twitter or Instagram, right? You should own the contents of those, and you should own the network that you're building around them. Because at the end of the day, you're pouring your precious, lifetime into this product, and they own all of it, right? That's in the user terms.
Always fascinating, Pung. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing the update, and congratulations on your rebranding.
Thank you so much, Shane. Really happy to be here and be able to share this.
The workplace has changed. Companies now depend on video conferencing to meet with customers and to collaborate with remote workers. Yet this change has brought about significant new cyber risks. Hackers are now stealing personal, medical, government, and corporate data during these video conferences. The problem is existing video conferencing systems were not designed and built by a cybersecurity company until now. Safe vChat, the industry's most secure video conferencing and collaboration platform. Secure your sensitive data with Safe vChat. Visit safevchat.com today. Use coupon code BUYNOW and save an additional 15%.
Global Diversified Marketing Group, a consumer packaged goods company. Discover our world-class brands at 360worldsnacks.com and easylive.com.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Global Diversified Marketing Group, a consumer packaged goods company. Discover our world-class brands at 360worldsnacks.com and easylive.com.
Global Diversified Marketing Group has a variety of products in different areas like Italian wafers and also croissants, macaroons, but there's a new line coming as well we're going to hear about today, and with me is the CEO, Paul Adler. So give me an update on the Easy Live supplements that you've just launched, right?
Yes, we just launched a few months ago, and right now we're really marketing it on all the social media networks. We're actually running a free trial, so anyone who wants to come come in and take a look at Easy Lift supplements. We have it in 3 different formats: mushrooms, apple cider vinegar, also collagen. All of those give you all the nutrients that you need, and you also use them as a snack. Right now, currently, we're running that type of a promo where you buy a free bottle, you just get paid for shipping, you get it to your door, and you subscribe on that. Once you like it, you continue on getting it on a monthly basis.
Yeah. So it's vitamins, or it's like you mentioned mushrooms, like.
Yes. So it's in a vitamin form. You have all the nutrients there as if you would have had mushroom nutrients from it, but it comes in a gummy form. So it's more of a snack form where you're able to eat it as well as get those nutrients that you need.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, they give you a calmness fact. They also give you energy. And then apple cider vinegar, gives you a lot of medicinal, formats that you can actually, get benefits from. Also, another one that's collagen, that also helps with hair, with skin, and a lot of women, drink collagen, but this is more of a format where, it's pleasant, to take it, twice a day in a gummy form.
Twice a day. Can we see him? You brought him here, right?
Sure. You got an apple cider vinegar here.
Okay. And you just take 1 a day?
You actually take 2 a day.
Oh, 2 a day. Okay.
Twice a day. And, you probably start seeing something after 30 days because, everything needs consistency. You take it a few days and, you're not going to see much effect.
Right. Okay. Interesting. How do they taste?
They taste very good, and I'm actually going to leave that for you so you could actually try it and give us some reviews.
Yeah. I actually do take a gummy vitamin, so
what type?
Yeah, so any other upcoming product launches?
Yeah, so we're actually looking at, potentially getting into a pet sector. And,
what sector?
Pet sector.
Okay.
So, it's also going to be in a supplement form. Oh. So it's for joints for the pets. Okay. It's something that we're looking at maybe a second half of the year. We're not yet set of what we're going to do, but we know what we're looking at. Yeah. And that's a potential launch that might happen over the next couple of months.
Well, we know that people are treating their pets like children.
Yeah. Yes.
So
they spend more money on their pets than on their children.
Oh, no, that's a sad state, right?
Yes.
And then just tell me, how do you see this overall industry? What are some trends you're seeing with consumers right now?
So right now, the trends, people are spending money on everything that's, in a healthy form. Yep. They also like the convenience factor, and this is one of the major factors why we actually marketing our Easy Lift supplements on e-com. So we're really not going to have it in brick and mortar in the stores. Mostly it's going to be marketed online because people like to come home and see a package next to their door, being able to bring it in, take it, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So the trends are really, more of a, convenient factors in getting things delivered to them.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Convenience and health.
Yes.
Those are two really big trends we're seeing right now. Yes. Just finally, Paul, how can somebody find out more about this or take advantage of that free offer that you have right now?
Yes, so they can go to easylive.com, EZLYV.com, and they're going to be able to subscribe to any vitamins they like, the supplements, and once they do, they'll be able to get it to their door within the next couple of days once they subscribe.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming and telling us about your product.
Yes, thank you very much.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Global Diversified Marketing Group, a consumer packaged goods company. Discover our world-class brands at 360worldsnacks.com and easylive.com.
CAN America is building a diverse portfolio of companies involving hemp and wellness and all the things involved in that. With me is Jason Black, the CEO. So let's just talk a little bit about like the hemp market. So it was federally legalized, what was that, 2018 or something?
Yeah, and then I believe we had the Farm Bill came in 2017.
In 2017,
right.
Okay. And that was really a game changer for companies like yours.
Right, because that allowed for, you could actually insure your crops and things like that.
Yes,
so.
Okay. So tell me about like what Can America does. I know you're working with hemp, some with cannabis as well.
Right.
Give me kind of an overview.
Well, we're kind of like to be diversified. We even have some technology stuff. That's a delivery app we're about to launch. We're actually test marketing that in Sacramento. So we kind of like to limit our exposure to any one area. So we've started off in California, Northern California. Recently, we're very interested in the Oklahoma market. And
what is it about Oklahoma that's...
It's just one of the fastest growing markets. The land is cheap, very low regulations. The application process is 4-page application. It's only a $2,500,
they want the business
permit. They want the business there. So they're very friendly to the industry there, and that's where we actually decided to launch our hemp line out of. So we have some vape cartridges, tinctures, things of that nature. And we're in about 6 cities in Oklahoma right now, testing that out there.
So I was going to ask about your hemp product line. So you mentioned a few things. Tell me a little bit more. What's it called? What are all?
It's called C-Juice, which is kind of a play off, because they call vapes like E-Juice. So since we're Can American, calling it C-Juice. Started off, they had we actually launched it at what's called the Cowboy Cup in Oklahoma, which is basically the biggest convention of the year in Oklahoma. And we actually took second place for a vape cartridge there. Okay. So that was a good place to test it out. And from there, we've been adding it to different retail markets,
So let's talk about the business side a little bit. You're looking at hiring an auditor or have hired an auditor?
Yeah, we've actually already engaged an auditor. Since we did our merger in 2019, we have enough couple years of filings on the books now, so we're ready to move up to another tier and take it to the next level.
Okay, will it be an OTC tier? Or?
We're looking at that. It might be maybe a QB or QX tier.
And then what about other companies in this sector? How are you different from them?
Well, I think as far as our capital structure, actually we're very similar to a lot of companies like Aurora or Tilray or Canopy Growth, as far as we have very similar shares outstanding. Okay. Aurora has about 200 million, we're 265, but they're already really baked in. They're trading $5, $6, $7, $8. We're kind of the new kid on the block, so we, for the smart investor, we represent much more upside potential still that hasn't been realized yet.
Interesting.
Right.
Well, and of course, cannabis is not federally legal.
Right. Correct.
So, but some people think that's just kind of inevitable. Maybe we would have gotten closer if we hadn't lived through a pandemic. There were other focuses. What's your opinion about that?
I have a lot of opinions on that, actually. There would be a lot to unpack there, but it's kind of ironic because for large operators, large grow operators, large dispensary chains, they actually already have a federal program because most of them have become subsidiaries of Canadian holding companies. So you're seeing all that revenue being siphoned into the coffers of Canadian companies and the Canadian banking system, which is, kind of a disservice at this point for, the U.S. industry.
What do you think the holdup is?
Gridlock,
Just Washington.
Bureaucracy, just Washington. Yeah. That's all.
Because we're seeing a patchwork.
Right.
States are doing it. But, but there's a lot of limits, like the banking system, as you mentioned.
Right. And it's a shame because we have such great companies here that don't want to touch it. Our pharmaceutical companies, biopharma companies that could be doing really good research, but they don't want to put their grants at risk or their access to banking.
Yeah.
So.
But until then, you've got the hemp line.
Correct.
That is federally legal. So.
Yep, and we'll be rolling that out. We'll be looking to expand it in some other states after Oklahoma, and then just roll it out nationally from there.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Blackbird Biotech is reimagining pesticides to be more natural and perhaps could even transform agriculture along the way. So with me is the CEO, Fabian Denault, to talk about an update on the company. And I know the last time we talked, you were working on getting clearance in more states. It was kind of a state-by-state thing where you had to get clearance. So can you bring me up to date on how many states you're in now?
Yes, Jane, thank you for having us today. Right now, we have cleared in 38 states. We have applications in all of the other states except for California, which requires an efficacy test. And we just got that completed and back to us. So we will be applying now to California as well. And just exciting things going on. As you mentioned, we're reimagining pesticides, and with a plant-based food-grade biopesticide, it's just really making a big difference.
So let's back up for just a second and talk about the Mite Extreme, because that's really your main product. I mentioned it was natural pesticide. Tell me a little bit about that product.
That product was developed for the cannabis industry in particular, for spider mites, molds, and powdery mildew, with those things in mind. As I got into it, it was one of those issues as a cannabis grower at that point myself. Spider mites were quite destructive. So able to take my knowledge and develop this plant-based food-grade biopesticide. So in cannabis in particular, they have things, the testing, Oregon and California are probably the two hardest, Montana not so much, Nevada not so much, but they test for 159 different pesticides. Well, I knew to pass those testing, I had to find a way to eradicate the mites without having any of the known pesticides that are in a lot of things today, because people are smoking marijuana, that gets into their lungs. So those pesticides, those toxins really are tested for. The ORLAP testing, 159 different pesticides, we were able to submit our finished product with cannabis and have it tested with the Oregon standards in mind. We tested zero for any of the known pesticides at the time. So that helped with us getting on this roll. So by taking the plant-based, we can spray right through the time of harvest, which no other product that I'm aware of is able to do that to control spider mites. And we saw a lot of promise with molds and mildews, including powdery mildew, which is a very big issue in indoor grows in particular, because you have all of that humidity, which grows into powdery mildew. Well, all crops in the United States in some point are contaminated with powdery mildew. And as I'm working here in the state of Montana, learning more, I'm working with the extension agent for Montana State University to see where we can go with that, what we can do with it in other crops as well. We're hoping that over the next several months, we'll be able to be approved on organic farming. So we've got a lot of things going on, but that plant-based biopesticide really has changed the dynamics of this.
Well, thank you. Great to hear the results, and I look forward to updates this year as you start to expand.
Jane, thank you for your time, and I appreciate everything that you do.
Thanks.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
So with me is Alon Gahi, the CEO of SEKUR. We've talked on Zoom. How many times? a lot during the whole pandemic. And so I'm so looking forward to you're coming to New York soon. So I'm going to be meeting you on March 11th. We're going to do a couple of interviews at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, and then head down to the New York Stock Exchange down on Wall Street and do a couple more interviews there to really get a feel for the company. And it'll just be exciting to meet you in person after all this and get updates on the company. So what are you looking forward to with your trip to New York?
Well, you know, I've always dreamed of going to the NASDAQ and the NYSE, so finally I can check that box. You know, being interviewed in the bastion of capitalism, basically, and it's just like, it's an amazing feeling, you know, to achieve such a thing, to have a company that's finally now public, being recognized. So I'm going to pat myself on the back on that one, and also pat our entire team that has worked with me for more than a decade. So this will be a culmination of that, first step of the culmination. So what I'm looking to achieve when I come to New York, I'm going to meet about 50 different brokers and a few institutions. The goal for us is to identify an institution that can sponsor us to upgrade to the NASDAQ stock exchange in the coming year or year and a half, you know, whatever the time frame the NASDAQ takes. And I'm excited because these institutions and brokers have heard a lot about us. They see our ad on SEKUR, but we've never met. The story is very compelling. Our revenues are increasing. So by the time I leave New York, really, I would like to have at least a handshake deal with a lead broker or what they call a sponsor, in order to start the filing process to go to NASDAQ. Also, I'm hoping that during that time, because our audits should be complete by then, we will also have an immediate upgrade to OTCQX, which really validates and vets you, especially before you go to NASDAQ. So a lot of companies are QB, which is nice, but it doesn't have the stringent requirement as QX, like the asset, the history of operation. And there's no shell business on the QX. You know, once you're on the QX, you know, as they say, you're clean. You know, they take you more seriously. So looking forward to see all these financial institutions and brokers doing a ton of presentation. I'm going to be very busy morning to night every day of the week, and also leaving with a deal in hand. That's really the goal.
Yeah, no, that would be great for you. And I know the highest level OTC and the listing on the NASDAQ are very close in terms of requirements. So like once you get to that level, it's like you've almost met, I think, almost all of the requirements to be listed on the NASDAQ.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm excited, and it will show like this company has come a long way, right? So we started our sales, and now financially we're being recognized as, you know, more of a serious company. And, you know, we're just not going to stop there. And I want to thank all my team, all our customers, I mean, our investors. You know, this is all for them, what we're doing. Being on the NYSE and talking about Globex data or on the NASDAQ exchange, I'm doing it for all our investors and all our people who helped us, our techies, our customers, everyone. So I'm excited. I got everybody on my shoulder. I'm bringing everyone to New York.
Yeah. Well, it'll be an exhausting week for you, I'm sure. There's going to be a lot of meetings, but bring your Red Bull. So
I'm up to the task. I have an espresso. I need 10 espressos a day, and I'm good. I can bring my portable Nespresso if I have to.
Well, and I know also you've launched a new ad campaign in New York, and you're going to be right around the exchanges. I mean, you're already at the Times Square, right on top of the NASDAQ, literally. So this will give you a chance to see those ads in person, do a lot of social media.
That's another thing. I want to tour all our ads. So now I'm excited. I'm going to take photos. We're going to do social media, as you said. I mean, standing in front of a 96-foot wide by 20-foot high ad of your company in the most important square in the world, that's something. I'm going to take a big photo and frame it, because that's going to be pretty amazing. It's kind of surreal, and when you're on site, the dimensions are so gigantic that you kind of feel the power of such an advertising that the entire world can see, plus all the subway ads too. We have 50 ads in different subway stations. So I'm going to do a tour of the ads. We're going to meet people. Obviously, it's going to be all about pitching the company. And I'm excited. I'm very excited so that finally the investment community, the close-knit community is going to really know the whole story of Globex data and SEKUR, our product line.
Okay. Thanks a lot. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Jay.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
Solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
SolChicks is a leading NFT-powered fantasy game built on the blockchain, on the Solana blockchain to be specific. And with me is the CEO, William Wu, to talk more about SolChicks and some of the partnerships you have. Let's start with, just give me an introduction of yourself, William, and SolChicks, and the publisher, which is Kathyon Gaming. Explain all of that, how all that works.
Yeah, sure. So my background, I started my career at McKinsey doing consulting. I then moved over to what they call special situations private equity, which is working with businesses that, or is working in industries that specifically have a niche or a reason why there's a lot of value creation that can happen because of a temporary, dysfunction within the market. I think that's exactly what, we're doing right now here at SolChicks and Kathyon Gaming. The whole traditional market, traditional gaming market right now is being disrupted by blockchain gaming. It's been pretty phenomenal. I would say we're right now in month 6 of what will be a 4-year disruption event. And what's happening right now is that for traditional game users or gamers out there, you can actually start earning money when you're playing games. And that's something that's never ever been possible before. Not only can you earn money, but you can actually move your assets or, your avatars, your accounts. You can sell them online on an independent market. You can port them to other games. And then you can also eventually connect to what everyone's talking about, this concept of the wider metaverse. So I think it's really, really, really exciting. I think, obviously what happens when a new industry is forming is that new players come out to the market, and there's a bit of time before the quality of what's out there matches the old quality of what's in traditional gaming. And so right now, a lot of as I mentioned, we're still very, very early in this journey. A lot of the games are still very nascent. The quality isn't there, and it's not fun to play the existing play-to-earn games. And so SolChicks, what we're trying to do there is we're trying to bring a established game concept that we know from traditional gaming markets works really well. Diablo, Dota, these are games that have been around for over 15 years, that have millions of daily users, and they love playing the game again and again and again. And so we're trying to build the exact similar game, take that proven concept and bring it to the blockchain, right? Because we believe that, if you have a game that's really, really fun and people are already attracted, and then if you add the earning component, I just think, you'll have a huge wave for people playing these type of games.
That sounds very interesting and exciting, actually. I mean, you're kind of building a new industry. So congratulations on your success so far. Come back and do more interviews as you, put your team together and launch more products. That would be great to get updates.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks for taking the time.
Okay.
Welcome to New to the Street. This is your weekly hack with Elaine Guy. Elaine's with Globex Data, the leader in Swiss hosted private and secure communications and data management, a topic so important these days. We're so happy to have you back, Elaine. Welcome.
Thanks, Anna. Happy to be here. Hi, everyone.
So tell us about some of these new features that you're launching for businesses.
Yeah, so we are launching a suite of services. So as you know, we have the Secure Messenger and the Secure package, which is an email and messenger. Well, now we're going to have Secure Mail as well for $7 a month for 100 gig. So if you don't want to buy the messenger email combo, you just want to email as a consumer, you'll be able to have that, or even as a business, but your email will be at secure.com. Our domain name. So if you're a business and you're trying to migrate your domain name to our servers, because we have the privacy, security, and the secure send feature, etc., you'll be able to do so. So there's new business packages. The Secure Mail package for business, it's going to be $10 a month for each user for their first email. If a user wants to have another email, but it's the same user, it'll be $7 a month, and you can add as many emails as you want. You'll be able to migrate your domain to us. So when you sign up as a business user, you'll have a choice. Do you want to keep at secure.com or at mybusiness.com, for example? That's going to be really good. The Secure Messenger is going to have in the next month or two, a couple of months from now, an archiving feature. This has been a demand for the financial industry, which they have on the Bloomberg terminal, but they mostly use the messaging app as opposed to the Bloomberg terminal. And financial brokers, they have an obligation. So when they chat with each other with a client, basically it's with each other most of the time, they have to keep that archived because sometimes you have audit from the financial regulatory authorities. So we're going to build that feature as well. And what's really good is that a financial professional, like a stockbroker, an investment banker, can chat securely and privately with their client using our chat by invite. They just text a customer and say, hey, John wants to chat with you. And then the customer might be in Brazil. He may be like a billionaire there on his yacht, and then he chats with you. And at the same time, a company like, any of these big Wall Street firms can keep that archive. On your phone, it could be deleted, but then it's archived for audit. So that's a huge feature. So the plans for businesses are a little bit more expensive. The Secure, which is a combo email and messaging, is going to be $15 a month. The Secure Mail, $10. And the Secure Messenger, $7 a month or $70 a year is still dirt cheap when you talk about professional use, and even $15 per user when you have the messaging and the email, etc. It's extremely affordable. So that's being launched now. We are going to also come up by end of Q1, most likely, with Secure Voice, where you have voice encryption. That's going to be pretty amazing. And then in Q3, we're going to have what we call the video conferencing, so you don't have to get recorded by Zoom when you have a Mac laptop, like it's the case today. Unfortunately, with all these issues that they're having, your data is not data mined, it's not going to be sold to Facebook, and stuff like that. So we're excited about that.
This is a great service you provide, and as your tagline says, privacy has arrived. So yes, there is a solution to this, and as we know, this problem isn't going anywhere. It's actually going to escalate, and so you're providing a great service to people. As always, I learned so much, and I thank you for all that you do. I'm sure our viewers do as well. So thank you for joining us again.
Thank you, Anna. Thanks, everyone, for watching us.
Closed captioning brought to you by MagnaLife Pain Relieving Foot Cream to target neuropathy symptoms.
Suffering from burning, tingling, or stabbing pain in your feet? Get relief with MagnaLife Pain Relieving Foot Cream and get living.
Also available as a 360-degree spray.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
My name is Diane. I'm an avid gardener. I grow lots of pretty flowers. I've learned how to make flower arrangements. I like to give them to people who need a little cheering up or need a little lift, you know, just to brighten their day. It's just like a little bowl of sunshine, you know, to deliver a flower arrangement. Well, I don't want to stop that. I want to keep doing that as long as I can. At a point in my life not too long ago, I was thinking I could never garden again. My back was hurting and I was not able to sleep well. I was told by my chiropractor not to lift anything over 10 pounds. It was discouraging. And then I found Balance of Nature. It's just been a no-brainer ever since. I feel great. I haven't been sick a day since I started taking it. With the Balance of Nature, I have plenty of energy. I sleep well at night. I have no back pain.
The dynamic is, what are you being tested for? And there's no greater test in all of the world than for you and I to examine ourselves in light of the Scriptures. We are to test ourselves as believers to determine if we are in the faith or not. God has given us a faith that is very clear in the Word of God. There's no secret. There's nothing hidden. There's no covert movement of God, and there's not a secret will of God that we need to somehow discover. God has made it very clear what He requires of you and I. What you and I are to do is to examine ourselves in light of Scripture, to determine if, in fact, you and I are walking the proper walk with God. You know, I hesitate because I'd like to put it this way. I'm not big on calling myself a Christian anymore. It seems like everybody's calling themselves a Christian. What I'm interested in is being a follower. And I hope you are too, to be a follower of Jesus Christ. So as we pick up the Word of God today, as we get into the Word, ask yourself, test yourself, are you, in fact, a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ? Is your life in line with Scripture? Are you living and walking to please Him? I pray that you are. If not, or if you'd like to strengthen yourself in that, then that's what we're going to be studying today. So grab your Bibles. Here we go. Second Corinthians 5:17 begins right there. It says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ. On the count of three, can you say in Christ? One. No, on the count of three. On the count of three, say in Christ. 1, 2, 3. In Christ. You want to know why that's important? Because a lot of people today say, I believe in God. That doesn't mean anything anymore. A lot of people today can say, I believe in Jesus. It means zero. Look, people today will